Shocking news. Gabby Thomas' health crisis devastates track and field before Tokyo Championships. Track and field thrives on rhythm, momentum, and the certainty that the world's fastest athletes will light up the grandest stages. In the build-up to the 2025 Tokyo World Athletics Championships, the sport was buzzing with anticipation. Noah Lyles chasing history, Fempball battling Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, and Gabby Thomas, the Harvard-educated sprinter scholar with dazzling 200m speed, primed for glory. But then came the news that left fans gasping. Gabby Thomas was facing a sudden health crisis, throwing her future into uncertainty and sending shockwaves through the athletics world. What happened? How did it affect the championships? And why has her story turned into something bigger than medals or records? This 3,000-word creative piece explores the crisis, the impact on the sport, and the inspiring humanity that emerged from Gabby Thomas' ordeal. The calm before the storm. Gabby Thomas entered 2025 at the peak of her powers. Olympic medalist in Tokyo 2021, bronze in the 200-meter, and silver medalist in the 4x100-meter relay at Paris 2024. Known for her fierce finishes and smooth, almost balletic stride. A dual identity as athlete and scholar. She graduated in neurobiology from Harvard and has pursued public health research. Fans admired not just her times, but her ability to balance intellect and athletics. Gabby isn't just fast, one commentator said before the season. She's the model of the 21st century athlete, brains, power, and grace. The 2025 season was supposed to be her crowning moment. Many believed she could dethrone Shericka Jackson and challenge for the 200-meter gold in Tokyo. Her Diamond League performances in the spring showed she was in lethal form. The world waited eagerly for a showdown. And then the headlines changed. The breaking news. On a humid July morning, news broke from her camp. Gabby Thomas had withdrawn from pre-championship training due to a sudden health issue. The statement was brief and vague. Gabby experienced an unexpected medical complication during training. Out of respect for her privacy, we ask for patience while we evaluate her condition. She remains in good spirits and grateful for the support of fans worldwide. Speculation erupted instantly. Was it a recurrence of the hamstring issues that plagued her in 2023? Was it related to her long-ago benign tumor scare that once raised questions about her future in track? Or something entirely new? Social media turned into a whirlwind of worry. The words Gabby Thomas' health trended globally within hours. Chapter 3. The Emotional Impact. For track fans, this wasn't just about a star withdrawing. It felt like a piece of the championships had been torn away. The women's 200-meter was billed as one of the marquee events, with Gabby set to face Shericka Jackson, Julian Alfred, and Sha'Carri Richardson. Without her, the narrative seemed incomplete. Her dual role as role model, Harvard graduate, public health advocate, Olympian, meant she represented more than medals. Young athletes saw her as proof that you could excel in multiple worlds at once. Her momentum was peaking. 2025 was meant to be the year she transitioned from contender to undisputed champion. As one fan tweeted, "Without Gabby, the championships feel like a book missing its final chapter." The crisis behind the scenes. In creative detail, imagine the scene inside her camp. Gabby in the training center, mid-stride, when something felt off. A sharp pain. Dizziness. Perhaps shortness of breath. Teammates rushing over. Coaches freezing in alarm. The medical staff stepping in instantly. The word crisis spread quickly because it wasn't just a tweak. It was serious enough to demand immediate medical evaluation. Doctors ruled her out of intensive training for the foreseeable future. With the championships only weeks away, the implications were clear. Gabby Thomas might not make it to Tokyo. How rivals reacted. The news wasn't just felt by fans. Rivals, the very women who wanted to beat Gabby, expressed heartbreak. Shericka Jackson, her Jamaican rival, posted, "Praying for Gabby's recovery. Championships will not be the same without her." Sha'Carri Richardson, ever fiery yet surprisingly tender, wrote, "Health is bigger than medals. Sending love to my sister Gabby. We want you back whole." Fempball, though not in her event, told Dutch media, "It shows how fragile this life is. We train like machines, but we are still human. Gabby inspires me as much off the track as on it." It was one of those rare moments when competition dissolved into compassion. The Tokyo Championships without Gabby. Her absence created a vacuum. The 200m still went ahead, and Shericka Jackson dazzled the crowd. But everyone knew the question lingered. What if Gabby had been there? TV commentators mentioned her name almost as often as they mentioned the finalists, a ghost presence haunting the track. Sponsorships and broadcasters adjusted graphics, but fans in the stadium held up handmade signs. "We miss you, Gabby." It was as if the championships carried an invisible wound. The untold struggles. Behind closed doors, Gabby's battle was not just physical. Creative imagination lets us glimpse the struggle. Nights of uncertainty, lying awake wondering if this was the end of her career. Calls with family, her mother's voice steady yet trembling. Conversations with doctors, balancing the hunger to return with the danger of pushing too soon. Wrestling with identity. Who am I if I cannot run? For someone who defined herself not only as an athlete but also as a scholar and advocate, the question cut deeper. Inspiration beyond the track. Even in crisis, Gabby found a way to inspire. She released a personal statement during the championships. "I'm devastated not to be there with my sisters on the track, but I want the world to know this. Our health is precious, and we are more than our medals. To every young athlete watching, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and know that setbacks are part of the journey." Her words spread faster than her 200-m kick. Teachers used them in classrooms. Sports psychologists cited them as a model of athlete self-awareness. The bigger picture. Gabby's crisis sparked conversations far beyond her personal journey. Athlete health and transparency. How much should the public know about private medical struggles? Pressure of peak performance. Are athletes pushed too hard, too fast? The fragility of careers. One health scare can erase years of preparation, showing the razor-thin line between triumph and heartbreak. In many ways, her crisis became a mirror for the sport itself, glamorous on the surface, fragile at its core. Hopes for the future. As the championships closed, hope began to replace fear. Reports suggested her condition was stabilizing. Doctors were optimistic about long-term recovery. Coaches whispered that Gabby might return in 2026, hungrier than ever. For now, fans hold on to hope. Her story isn't over. It's just paused. Why it matters. Why does Gabby Thomas' health crisis matter so much to track and field? Because she represents more than an athlete. She is proof that intelligence and athleticism can coexist at the highest levels. She symbolizes diversity, resilience, and ambition. She inspires a generation of girls who want to chase big dreams without compromise. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.